Katz here with a 1965 vintage Gibson Melody Maker. The Melody Maker was a guitar that Gibson put out in 1959 and basically lasted in this sort of form until 1971. So this is right in the middle. In this year, they actually went to a cherry finish. It was sunburst before, and this version is actually famous because Joan Jett actually has this year of Melody Maker and used it extensively on all of her recordings with the Blackhearts. So cool for that reason. Certainly cool because it's a vintage Gibson, and cool because of the sound and the pickups. I think it just reeks vintage cool, basically. So there you go. I've got a clean setting on the amp right now, so let's see what we got here. Lots of different sounds you can get. Right in the middle here. So this one is mahogany and, like I said, cherry finish. And it's got some stuff going on here. There's a little sort of wear mark right there, but overall I think it's in really, really nice shape, and certainly very playable. The action is really, really nice. So it's a 3/4 sort of student short scale that was an option and available on this guitar, and so I think it was many people's first guitars, including Billy Gibbons of ZZ Top, so that's kind of cool. Mick Jones of The Clash also played one of these famously. So it's certainly got some credibility in music, and it's just a very playable, in this case, small scale neck, and it's kind of flat, nice round shape in the back, and this one's in pretty good shape overall, I think. Like I said, a bit of a nick going on here from where, you know, there's a little bit of wear around it, but still shows the cherry finish quite well, and it's definitely a player. All the electronics are located right here, so it's easy to adjust while you're playing it. Let's get a little bit more of a crunchy sound going, shall we? here on this Gibson Melody Maker. They started making them again in 1999, and they've had various reissues and just basic models going. You could even get a vintage 12 string, which is pretty cool. But even the really inexpensive ones that they make today are actually kind of cool, and I think they capture some of the vintage feel of this one, although of course if you want a vintage one you've got to pay the bigger bucks to get it, and I think guitars like this will hold their value because there's not a lot of them out there, and if they're playable and play as nicely as this one does and look as good as this one does, well, hey, everyone's going to want one, I think, if you can afford it. So I like the short scale neck. I just like the lightness of it. It is made out of mahogany. This is a very, very light guitar. So while the Gibson Les Paul feels like a brick on you when you're playing it, I do have one of those. Check out, I think there's a video of me playing lead on REM's Man on the Moon. I played a bit of sort of improvised slide on that with my Les Paul at, I believe, the Auto Bar in Baltimore. You can see me playing that Les Paul there, but this one I think is just more comfortable. And again, if you have small fingers, small hands, or a lot of girls play these too. Jane Weedland from the Go-Go's, of course, Joan Jett, as I mentioned before. She has actually a special edition that came out from Gibson, so you can get a special edition. There's two different versions of the Joan Jett, so that's pretty cool too. But this one, the vintage 1965 Gibson Melody Maker, great all-around guitar, easy to play, and looks good, sounds good, it's versatile, and it does have that cool vintage vibe as well. Check out my reviews of other guitars, PRS, Ovation, Adamus, lots of guitar reviews I have out there on YouTube, and of course my Drivin Ivan car videos, disc golf videos, and my Chris Isaac's Wicked Game literal video. That's a pretty cool video right there. Funny stuff, and lots of music videos as well, and documentaries. So thanks for watching my review of my recently purchased from Pittsburgh Guitars in Pittsburgh. Love that store. Quick nod to them. Very nice people there, and a cool guitar selection as well. So anyway, here it is, the Gibson 1965 Melody Maker. I'm Ivan Katz.